Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike. Welcome back to StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. In our first episode, we saw our opening cutscene and played our first mission, and we were introduced to our friend Jim Raynor here, as well as his old friend, Tychus. So here we are in the bar, Joey Ray's bar on Marsara. We got a few things to click on here. Let's see what Tychus has to say.
Call me curious, but how'd you get out?
Well, I busted out of my cryo freezer while they were transporting me to New Folsom. Oh, I must have killed at least a dozen guards with my bare hands.
Badass.
Yeah, I've heard this one before. But you left out the part where you walked on water. Made off with the warden's daughter.
Don't you get uppity with me, boy. I heard all about you becoming a big-time freedom fighter while I was away. What happened, Jimmy? The war for truth and justice get too much for you.
I ain't licked yet, Tychus. And I promise you, Minsk is going down, one way or another.
So Tychus is an old badass from Raynor's real old days. A little bit of backstory. Raynor was a marshal, so like basically a police officer, on the Marsara colony during the time of StarCraft 1. But prior to that, he was a bit of an outlaw, and Tychus was his partner in crime. That's kind of where Tychus comes in. Looks like we've got a news story to listen to. Let's see what's going on with that.
This is Donnie Vermillion, live from the UNN studios on Core Hall. We've got a breaking story for you. Let's go live to our own Kate Lockwell on the fringe world of Marsara. Kate?
Thanks, Donnie. Rebel Jim Raynor has reappeared in a big way. He's attacked a Dominion depot near Backwater Station, seizing weapons and distributing them to the local populace.
Kate, I bet the locals are pretty nervous about having a notorious outlaw in their neighborhood.
Actually, Donnie, the people I talked to seemed really encouraged by the...
You heard it here first. Jim Raynor, terrorizing the locals on Marsara. When we return, are your kids using stim packs?
Keep talking, pal. I'm just getting started.
So UNN News is essentially Fox News. That's good. Looks like we got a little artwork over here on the board.
This looks recent. This you're doing, Jimmy?
Folks in these parts are ready to fight back against Minsk. Guess they just needed a little push.
You still take this whole revolution thing pretty serious, then?
Everyone needs a hobby, Tychus.
It's nice little artwork in the hub area here. Excuse me. And a little picture of Kerrigan as well.
Sarah. Sometimes I think it would have been better if you just died that day.
Now, for anyone who has not played StarCraft 1 or StarCraft Brood War, Sarah, full name Sarah Kerrigan, was Jim Raynor's former love interest. And certain things happened during the events of StarCraft 1 and Brood War that led to their involvement getting cut short in a way, and them essentially becoming mortal enemies. But more on that later. Let's go back here. This jukebox plays various music. Soundtrack for this game is actually pretty cool. Mostly covers of some classic rock songs. But I think we've talked to just about everybody here and figured out what we need to do. So let's head on over to the mission. And we'll get into this next mission.
Marsara is now in a state of open revolt against Arcturus Minsk. Ex-convict Tychus Findlay has revealed the Dominion came to Marsara to excavate an alien artifact. Seizing the artifact will strike another blow against the Dominion and generate funds from selling it to Findlay's mysterious contacts.
Alright. Looks like we get access to the medic, which is a support trooper that can heal my ground units. So let's start this one up.
This old outpost don't look like anything special.
Keep your shirt on, son. Dominion engineers been digging out here for months. See that crane? They're getting ready to move the artifact they found off-world.
Well, I'll be damned.
See? You gotta have a little more faith, Jimmy.
All right. Time to give the Dominion a wake-up call. Let's smash that base and haul that baby out of there.
And with that, we're into our next mission, the Outlaws. Now, this will be the first mission where we actually build a base, so for those who are unfamiliar with the mechanics of StarCraft, I'm going to kind of try to go over some of that. Press any key to continue. Here we go. Alright, so this is your basic base in StarCraft. You start off with a command center. We're playing, obviously, as the Terran race.
Commander, additional tutorials are available for you to review.
I don't need them. Nope, go away. I don't need those. Alright,
We'll need a lot more Marines before we take on the Dominion outpost. Train them up at the barracks.
thanks,
While
Rainer.
we're at it, extra SCVs will help us harvest minerals faster. Train them up at the command center.
Alright. So as Rainer said, we have two components here. We have our basic ground unit here, the Marine. Basically just a little soldier guy with a gun. Kind of looks like Tychus. He has a very similar suit. And these guys can attack ground and air units. So we're going to need a lot of those for this mission. But at the heart of our base is the command center. And you can see these little guys running around are called SCVs. These guys run back and forth between these blue mineral patches, which basically is how they harvest money. So these minerals are money. They are what allow us to construct new buildings for our base and train new units. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to send him over here. I'm going to use my funny little hotkey to build a refinery. And I'm building this on a Vespene geyser. The Vespene geyser gives me another form of money called Vespene gas. However, you need to build a refinery on top of it before you can actually mine from it. And while that's going on, I'm going to train a few more SCVs at our command center so I can get more money to come in. Meanwhile, I'm going to take this guy over here and I'm going to build another barracks. So now I'm going to have two barracks. And I can actually set waypoint hotkeys over here.
SCV ready.
Now, we can't just build as many units as we want, kind of willy-nilly.
Gotcha.
We need supply depots to actually support them. If you look up in the upper right corner of my screen here,
SCV ready.
where it says 18 of 19, that currently means I'm using 18 of my 19 available supply units.
Move it.
And as you can see, I'm about to run short of supply
rear
units.
with the
So what I
gear.
need to do is I need to build supply depots
We hear you.
right here, which will grant me more maximum supply and thus allow me to train more units. And I'm going to send this guy over here to build a second one, just to get a bit more supply going.
Big job. Go
And I'm going
ahead.
to send these guys over to mine from the refinery. Now if you look, there's a worker count and a maximum worker count. That just tells me the maximum efficiency of workers that I can have. So 3 workers on this refinery is the most efficient way to do it. Whereas I could have up to 30 workers mining from this whole long line of minerals before this base, as it were, this mining base, would be at maximum efficiency. So we can build a few more SCVs to support that, and these guys who built supply depots can go and mine as well. Fun little feature of the supply depots as the Terran race is I can select them all and make them retract into the ground. Since StarCraft 2 is a strategy game and it is played heavily online, there is a strategy of when building a base, you can use supply depots to sort of wall off the entrance to your base. I'm not going to do it here because it's not really needed, but you can do that. Now what I'm doing here is I'm building an add-on structure to my barracks. This is called the Tech Lab. The Tech Lab basically just unlocks more technology. And in this case, it's going to unlock the ability to train medics, which will be able to heal these ground units.
Complete.
So those are done. Let's see, there's no upgrades yet available. Those will come in later missions. I'm going to, for now, train a few more Marines. So I've got Marines queued up, building here. You see the Marines are training, and we're building units. I'm also going to get a few more SCVs going here, as well as I'm going to start building even more supply depots. Those Marines are out. I'm going to start sending these Marines out, and there are also mineral and gas pickups. Enemies. There are also mineral and gas pickups scattered around the maps to pick up to just increase your resources. So resource caches. Little tutorial there. We don't need that though. And mainly, control in this game is just as simple as selecting your units and kind of right-clicking where you want them to go. So, I would argue that a game like StarCraft isn't very hard to learn, but it is on the very difficult side to master. This game is an esport after all, but right now we're just concerned with the campaign and the story, so we're not going to play super technical. Over here, let's start these up. I want to get a few medics going, so I'll get a few medics out so we can heal.
I'm going.
And get some more supply depots as well. Some more SCVs. And some more Marines. We can set our hotkey there.
The doctor is in.
These first two medics are out.
Standing
Good.
by.
Orders received. SCV ready. Yes, sir.
What is that guy? It's a Lyot.
Commander, the Dominion is attacking the rebel base to the southwest.
Good. That'll keep the Dominion off our backs.
Those folks need our help, Tychus. There's no way we're leaving them to rot.
Alright, so since we're right here, we're going to rescue these guys. And they are going to add another barracks, which I'm going to add to this control group here.
Sure are a welcome sight.
And a bunch of medics, which is very
Tell us
useful.
where you want us.
There's also some resources here.
Fine. Rainer's
So we should pick up this money. It's free money.
Dominion can go to hell.
Uh-oh.
Who wants some?
He's not a very happy camper. Alright.
Sure thing.
So our army right now is just pretty simple. We don't have access to more advanced units yet. Thanks.
Go get him!
Go get him!
Can't wait.
God, these civilians are so encouraging.
All right, let's move out and take it to 'em.
Let's
We've got to
get...
clear this area.
Where's this button?
This better be good. Got it.
So I'm basically gathering all my forces up over here, and our objective in this mission is to destroy this base. Mainly destroy this command center. So I'm going to need more units to do it.
Go ahead.
I'm also... Let's build a few more supply depots. We shouldn't need too many more, so that should be about enough.
My biscuit.
Butter my biscuit. I love some of the voicing in this game.
Father's been waiting on
The doctor is in.
Ouch. You gonna
Standing by.
this better
Medics are so good.
10-4.
It's a shame they're not available in multiplayer.
Why not?
But we like them nonetheless.
Go, go, go.
Anything to keep our ground units alive. Let's see, we have a few more units training. I want a few more. I think they have a siege tank up there, and that does some damage. So a few more Marines. Another Q group worth.
Coming through.
And then that should be all we need for this mission, and then we could just march up there and start destroying things.
Armed and ready. By the numbers, boys. Who wants some?
Who wants some? I want some. Question is, some what? I want some beer.
Sure thing.
I had some beer with dinner tonight.
Yes, sir. Keep your shirt on, Sparky. Go, go, go.
Who's Sparky, and why should he keep his shirt on?
I've been waiting on you.
Maybe Sparky is the name of... I'm not even going to go there. Never mind.
Can't wait. Roger that.
Alright. We've got a good force here. We've got a lot of medics in the group, so we should have no issues with units getting killed.
Dominion Hellions approaching.
Hellions are pretty dangerous, actually. They're basically little cars with flamethrowers on them. They do a lot of damage to small ground units like this, so we need to be careful of them. They've also got a nice bunker up here that can do some damage. Already lost a unit.
Nice job cleaning out that bunker, Jimmy. Between your boys and my skills, we are gonna go a long way together.
By the numbers, boys. Been waiting on you.
Trying to use my hotkeys here.
Of course.
Alright, so we're doing some damage to the base. Destroy these supply depots. Couple of Hellions there. Scoot and shoot micro. Command centers down. Kill off all their SCVs. And that should do it.
Gangway coming through.
There we go.
Crane controls accessed. Decrypting security overrides. Crane control established.
Beautiful. Now let's reel that sucker in and get out of here.
Ooh, it's pretty. Victory. Let's see, we got enemy units killed, 28, units trained, 72, and I lost one unit, that one Marine that died. Oh, I'm so sad about him. Structures built, resource pallets found, we found all of them. There's actually an achievement for that. And yeah, we only trained 6 medics? I thought we had more than that. We did get a few from that little side base, but anyway. Going back to Joey Ray's bar. Marsara Colony, 1241, Joey Ray's. There we are. Let's see what Tychus has to say after that mission.
So who's your mysterious buyer, Tychus? Who are we supposed to hand this artifact over to?
A bunch of eggheads I ran into called the Mobius Foundation.
Mobius? They're a legitimate research group. Why the hell are they talking to you?
Soon as your boy Minsk made it illegal to trade in alien goods, they got desperate. And you know me, Jimmy. I am a great patron of the sciences.
Are you, Tychus? Are you? Oh, we got another thing over here to click. It's a badge on the wall.
Oh, man. Didn't the magistrate here know he was hiring an arch criminal as his marshal?
He was counting on it. Guess my tough guy reputation kept things nice and quiet around here. All the time I wore that badge, I never had to shoot anybody.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, like I was saying before, Jim Raynor was actually a cop after he was a criminal, and now he's a criminal again, essentially. Let's see what the news has to say.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's go now to Kate Lockwell with an update on Jim Raynor's violent uprising.
Thanks, Donnie. Raynor's clearly widening his list of targets. He's attacked a Dominion archaeological dig and possibly seized a dangerous alien artifact.
Emperor Mengsk spoke on this subject earlier today.
There's no telling what kind of havoc these supposedly innocuous relics might wreak upon our worlds. Anyone found in possession of these items will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law.
Uh-oh.
Look on the bright side, partner. You're a wanted man either way.
Thanks, Tychus.
Shocking, Kate. I imagine civilian casualties were high as a result of Raynor's terrorist actions.
Actually, the only civilian deaths appear to be collateral damage from overzealous Dominion security force.
Thanks, Kate. You heard it here first. Jim Raynor, killing women and children on Marsara.
I love that just blatant spin. It's not even like they try to hide it. They just spin it like crazy. There's a skull on the wall. What's that all about?
What was it like, Jimmy? Fighting them Zerg.
All the scrapes we were in back in the day, all the narrow escapes, none of it compares to how terrible they are, Tychus. You don't know what real fear is till you got 1,000 of these sons of bitches barreling down on you.
So, for those who don't know, the Zerg are one of the biggest enemies in all of the StarCraft universe, so to speak. The Zerg are basically an alien bug race, and we're going to see quite a bit of them coming forward. But if you know anything about StarCraft, then you know that already. Freedom. We all like some freedom.
Have to say, Jimmy, you turned into a real impressive fighter. If I was old Minsk, I'd be running scared from you too.
You really mean that, Tychus?
Nah, I was just kidding.
Tychus, your sarcasm, no, doesn't really work all that well, unfortunately. There's another picture on the wall here now.
What's this? I heard them Zerg got burned out by them creepy Protoss a few years back.
It's been 4 years and they're still finding burrowed dens out in the wastelands.
Well, a trophy like that's gotta fetch a good price on the black market. Up for some hunting, partner?
Knock yourself out, Tychus. Me? I've hunted enough Zerg for 2 lifetimes.
One ugly mother. So, another little bit of backstory before we wrap this up. The Zerg were once considered an infestation, and they were burned out by another race in the StarCraft universe called the Protoss. The Protoss basically arrived at infested planets and essentially destroyed them from orbit, but didn't really work out that well, as the events of Brood War kind of showed. But yeah. We're going to wrap this episode up here. We'll continue with the next mission next time. And once again, thanks everyone for watching.